Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Banter fam? As we can see, Bitcoin is still the same price that it was, 3 weeks ago now? How long have we been in this bear market for, Bent? I think last 3 months. I kind of feel like hibernating right now and just like, when are we finally going to get where we need to get in the markets? And just get a bit softer. So guys, as we can see, we are getting a little bit closer to that trend line for Bitcoin. This is the sort of point where I'm looking for volatility to start entering the markets. One thing we have learned very much with the trend lines is they do help us with a bit of time frame. When we get to these critical stages, we know that volatility is coming. We know there's two critical levels that we need from Bitcoin. I'm going to be going through what I'm thinking on Bitcoin, as well as what's dominance showing. I have the USDT dominance charts, which is also showing us some really great little key indications, as well as 2-3 altcoins that are starting to show a little bit of strength against us. They're not following these patterns right now. And I think it's quite interesting that, if Bitcoin breaks the level that we need it to break, these coins look like they're going to be ones that are going to shoot out the gates very, very quickly, guys. So make sure you do watch till the end of the show. No more wasting time. Let's get into it.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam. What's up, what's up? Happy Monday to all of you. To anyone that is new watching the show and brand new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's join the best community in the world, because we were here when Bitcoin was $65,000. We were then there as well when it went to 29,000. And then we were there again when it went to 69,000. And I'll be here every single time we hit these key levels. And the main purpose of it is to form the best and loyal community out there. To make sure that, coming into this new digital world, things look quite crazy, right? It looks quite tough. How am I going to figure this out? Do I need to be a rocket scientist? We're going to show you that it's actually not that tough. The best part, though, is being dedicated, is learning that experience in this game. Experience in this game is number one. Doesn't matter what anyone can teach you. You can learn a lot of the basis, a lot of the, the understanding of things, the simple strategies that people can teach you. But until you've actually experienced the markets and you can see how this market plays with those emotions, how you go through this roller coaster effect. And the more you've been through each part of these cycles, you'll start to identify your strengths and weaknesses, and you'll start to understand, okay, you were there last time. You remember how you felt that time. You're not going to do that again. So you've got to be dedicated through these times. Rand said it perfectly last week, that the millionaires and the big guys are made in the bear markets. The ones that survive are the ones that get paid. Go ask the guys that stayed in from 2016, 2014. Go ask them now. Go ask them if they're rich or they're broke. 99% of them are rich, but a lot of them didn't stay. I'd only say a very small percentage of people actually held their coins from those levels and actually held through those things. And how many times are we going to go through it, guys? That's why it's very, very, very important. So join that family, hit that like, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're following all of our social media platforms. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. Make sure you're following. There's even a sniper charting group on Telegram. Guys, make sure you're part of all of these things, because this is all the tools that we have set out for you guys, that we need to help you at any point, or we need to jump on quickly. We need to be able to communicate. So make sure you are part of all of that. Remember as well, let's get into this. We have this beautiful website as well. I think it's the most powerful crypto website out there. Like, the numbers on this is ridiculous, the amount of interaction we're getting here. And it's just showing the work that is going into this. Guys, the amount of information that is alone on this website is crazy. And I know the mission that Rand's on at this point, building these teams, like this is going to be the most powerful crypto website out there. You just have so much extra information. It's for fundamental guys and for TA guys. Remember, I have charts on the day here as well. And it's just a nice way to navigate yourself, because you can see this little education section. You know, we've been working very hard, and that's soon going to be blown up too. And this is just going to be a nice little hub for everyone to direct them to wherever they need to be. Remember, we want to be a home for you. Doesn't matter if you're an investor, doesn't matter if you're a trader, doesn't matter where you are. We want to make sure, and this is an easy way for us to categorize for that. So let's jump into it, guys. Let's get the charts up here. James, you can see my chart, brother? Cool. So, Manta fam, what is obviously happening? We are getting the nice little small growth coming in from Bitcoin at this point. Not really any massive candles that we want just yet. Not any massive, green volume bars just yet. Right now, we're sort of just trending. And, it's sort of that annoying thing that's been happening for a while now where, the bulls try fights, and you can see how they try. And then we keep getting these random little strong red candles coming off. And we can see right now, this is a very clear situation where we're getting a neutral sort of stage right now, where we finally get there, we get pulled down. We finally get there, we get pulled down. Now, I've spoken many times that, calming down is good. But now we've learned that it's good, but it is showing us a big move is coming at any single point. But now we know it can also be to the downward side. And that still sticks very much to simplicity that, this trend line is sort of showing that, by the time, I'd probably say in this week, we'll be looking between the 1st, to the 5th of Feb, where we're going to be approaching this very key area. Could it be a breakout? I know a breakout will come at some point. The only thing is, the big question we've been asking was 33,000 the low? Was that the low point? And what will indicate that that was the low? And that is us breaking this trend. I know nothing moves in a straight line. I know we're going to get a strong bounce in this market, because that's what the market does. It doesn't just guide in one way. The only thing is, as we were saying, it holds 33. We can still get a higher high this year. The market can still break all-time high this year. Gets a lower low in play. Then the next strong leg up, we got to free up, because it's very possible we can get the next lower low. Maybe we get a 20K Bitcoin. We'll see as we go. But the main thing is, we don't get panicked out of these zones over here. We wait for a nice little reversal at any point. And what that means is, we know the simplicity of a normal, healthy, even if this is a downwards market and we are in a bear cycle, at some point we're going to get some sort of correction to that wave. And then maybe later we could be getting that sort of low. We'll see as we go. But this is what we're waiting for. Then we can start then formatting, start looking at the next decisions, the next structures. What are we looking at? What should we shift into? So remember, I'm still looking at the same two things with Bitcoin. Are we going to go touch the level of 30,000 again, which was the main low, the 29,500 area? Or are we going to break this channel trend over here? And when we break that channel trend, it's very obvious that we can make our way between 50 to 55,000. And what's good about that, obviously, is that we still reclaim the higher low, which means at that next point, we can be claiming the higher high after that point as well. So we are getting to that critical stage, and it looks like in this week, I'm expecting to see some sort of volatility. It may not be today, maybe tomorrow, but in the next 5 days, I am seeing a bit of strong movement in the market. The critical thing is Bitcoin. Are we holding 30 or are we not? We're holding 30. We can still have a very good year in the market, and then we can start to see where we're looking at. So Bitcoin's still in the same sort of area right now. Looking at this, dominance is getting to that key zone. It's still holding these levels. And I'm still looking at dominance, going anywhere between the 40, I'll say a little bit higher than where we're at now, between 43 and 45%. And then I am seeing a nice little reversal from the dominance. So maybe this is that key area, where we're looking to see where Bitcoin, it breaks through this little critical level over here. Maybe we get to a level that we need to, and then the small little pullback and continue, that can then give the nice little catch up from the alt that we're looking for. But what's nice is we can see very clearly that the dominance is in Bitcoin's favor. So if we are going to have some sort of little tip off and blow off from the alts, either it's going to be Bitcoin's going to go to that 30K area. And if it goes to that 30K area, it means the alts aren't going to get as hurt as what they did before, right? Because let's not lie behind the thing. The alts got really, really destroyed. Now, if Bitcoin does decide to pull back where it is right now, we haven't reclaimed a higher high just yet. It can go for that 30K region, but it's showing that this dominance is going to come down. This dominance comes down, showing that the alts aren't going to get as hurt as what they did previously. But end of the day, it's still a good sign because it's showing us that we've now reversed back to the simple market cycle of Bitcoin first. Now all eyes are on Bitcoin. And, whenever the market is pumping, the dominance is going up. So Bitcoin's growing really well. And whenever we're getting a pullback in the market, the alts are holding quite well. So it's just showing that Bitcoin, and it is a good sign, guys. The last time that this happened, was this area over here. And the time before that was this area over here, where Bitcoin then had to grow 55%. After that, Bitcoin then had to grow 50%. And then only after did we have the alt catch up. But these were the 2 points when Bitcoin hit all-time highs. So it's just showing us that reversal point again of where we're looking at. So that's looking good. One thing that's interesting for me as well is USDT dominance is at the same levels that it's at after the May crash. So, it's not too often. You could see here, we did have that strong push. What does this mean, guys? It means that just obviously a lot of people have gone into USDT. But look how we had this big spike off. And then, this was the May crash, 60% down on the markets. And then all of a sudden, boom, USDT drop off. And then we started flowing again. So it's showing us, we're at those key levels where we're at the same levels that we were during May and June. And we're at that zone again. So even if maybe dominance was to go a little bit more, Bitcoin to 30K, maybe, showing guys at some point we're going to have a drop off in dominance again from USDT. And the last time we had that, we had Bitcoin rally from 29K to 69,000 in 3 to 4 months. Did you guys remember that bulls still exist? Bulls can still change things very quickly. So this is another good sign for us. Now, looking at that now and looking at, let's say, ETH, I want to jump onto ETH here quick. You can see very much that the alts are just, people are not comfortable just yet. They're not comfortable yet to be diversifying yet. Does not mean they're going to move. They're waiting for Bitcoin to lead first. That's all that they're waiting for. Bitcoin breaks that trend. We're going to have a quick alt catch up and they're going to move quickly. Looking at ETH at these levels, I still think, ETH anywhere between, $2,000 to $2,300 is really good investment wise. Doesn't matter what the thing with ETH and their transaction fees and these, they trust it. The big guys are always going to use them. And I think, there's been a lot of investment opportunities happening now. Trading wise, it's been quite scary. And I'm going to show you guys the ones that I'm looking at now that I think are going to be, ones that shoots out quickly. But I think investment wise, just remember what I was saying, guys, 2 or 3 days ago, that everything is sitting between 50, 60, 70% off. The last times they did that, they had 300-400% growth after that. They're obviously the fundamental ones are the ones that killed, the ones that Phantom, Luna, Solana, these were the ones that really, really destroyed. Now, the ones I want to show you guys that are showing strength now, is coming back to gaming right now. And, gaming was the one that took a big smack in the market thing, but, they're the ones that are bouncing first. And, as long as they're good fundamental projects, the ones that got destroyed the most are usually the ones that bounced the biggest, right? Because they were the ones that fell 80% or fell, these massive moves. But these are the ones, let's be realistic now, these are the ones that give gains like that. 1,100% in 2 months. 2 months, 1,100%. So understand that when they do give these massive gains to the upward side, they are going to have the big corrections down. And you can see now with Sand, if Sand can be closing, above $4 in the next day or two, this is the one that's showing strength. You see the differences between the charts. You could see how Bitcoin's starting to pull back here and starting to show this sort of weakness. Do you see how Sand is hugging this trend over here? And you see how it's holding these levels here, which is showing really good strength. So I think, Sand is one that you don't want to miss out on your gaming portfolio. I do think you should be having this. I like a little bit of DeFi. What's wrong, brother? Or is it on the thing there? And you definitely want to have your gaming section as well. So, Sand, if we can get a close out this and we start to get Bitcoin to go to that 42 zone, this can easily hit to the normal 618. Now, remember what I was showing you guys. You take the basic fib from the top to the bottom. And the 618 is just showing you, just a pullback sort of trend. It's not a full continuation. It's showing you a correction wave, if I could call it. So it's showing at any point, this can still be a negative push, something like that, right? But it's showing you that this is still the next leg that we can be getting from Sand over here. And it's showing that we can go to the 618 point, which is around $5.3 to $5.6. And if you look at that percentage wise, you can see 40, 50% coming from Sand. Now, we need this. Yeah, Hustles, Calls, and Gaming has been great. We're actually going to be doing a nice combined show. We'll be launching that soon for you guys. But Sand definitely is one that I think has a good 40% that's going to come out of it. You know, that just takes Bitcoin, get it to that trend, get that breakout, and we can see Sand really starting to move. So I think if Sand can have a daily close about $4, I think short-term guys should be looking definitely interested. And I think, you know, you still, for investment wise, you know, you're looking at Sand in the region of still 55% off. Maybe it comes and tests in the region over here, but I think you're catching a project here that really rips quickly, and you know, they're not continuing to stop right now. You know, I look at that and I look at Mana, and you see it. These are the coins that are starting to show some strength now. They're going against Bitcoin right now. They're going against the normal thing, the normal standard of the market right now. And we can see this as well. You know, if we can get a close between 2.6 from Mana today, it's showing strength. And where can this go? Take that top to bottom, and it's showing you that Mana can look in the region of $4 to 4.2. And that's not even saying bull market, not anything. That's just showing a normal correction to a strong downwards wave. And if we look percentage wise, you know, you can see that these were the ones that took the smack, but you know, you're looking at a 70% just to the correction of the 618 point. So Mana's definitely a next one that I'll be keeping eyes on. I'll be looking here, you know, close above 2.6 on the daily. We're showing strength. This is one that's moving again. So I don't want to miss out on that investment wise and short-term wise. And everything else short-term wise is not giving me the happiness just yet, but I'm looking at the ones that are still showing some sort of gains. Now, you know, I keep speaking to Rand, and Rand, we keep chatting. You know, I think, you know, all the stuff that's happened with Spell and Time and that, you know, I actually think there's been some really good buying opportunities, not to go crazy, not at all. It's a more higher risk for me and my portfolio, smaller percentage wise. But I think Spell's got a really nice run to come from it. You know, it's going through some of the things right now, but you know, we finally broke out a little daily trend now. This is on the, you know, looking at the 4 hour, how, you know, we're finally breaking this downwards trend that we've been in. You know, at any point, I can see this, you know, rallying back up to the regions of just testing resistance. Now, the only difference is this coin got destroyed, right? Got absolutely annihilated. Team's still good. Everything's still great. But obviously, we know what has happened. If you did miss that, go watch the show on Friday. You'll see exactly what I mean. But just look at the difference here of this to going to trend. You're looking at 150, looking at a 200% mark just to go test resistance at these levels. So I think Spell's at that point where it is starting to show a bit of strength now. It's literally had a beautiful double bottom in this region over here, and it's showing some sort of strength. So I think it's not a crazy amount, but you know, I'm definitely adding a bit into Spell right now while I'm waiting for the rest of the market to wake up. You know, I think there's some really good gains. The only difference is I do have a take profit strategy on this. You know, I'm looking, by the time it gets anywhere between 50% or 30, 40, 50%, you know, I'm going to be laddering out, and I'll leave 10% to go for as long as it wants to go. But I'm taking profits. I'm actually very annoyed, and I think we should all be working together on this, of learning to take some more sort of profits at different points. One that I want is not ready right now, but I think if you can put this strong trend into play here, you can see how, you know, Time is starting to accumulate. So it had the big dump off as well. But now we're going fully sideways, and the sell-off pressure is starting to stop. And all of that means is we can just have a little push up at any point to come test these resistances. And the only reason I'm showing these coins is because for shorter time frame, you know, they went through a lot of problems now, and these can always be the best opportunities for you, because a little break of trend here, you know, can take you to the region of just testing that resistance over there. That's 130% away. So for me, higher risk, smaller amount, and with a take profit strategy. I'm already taking profits from 30, 40, 50%. Yeah, definitely. So Time is another one I'm looking at here with the close above, you know, about $400. I think it's going to look really well for a short-term push up to these zones. Spell as well. I'm keeping eye on Sand, and I'm keeping eye on Mana as well. Until then, I'm waiting for the rest, guys. You know, we went through all of these on where we're looking right now. We are just waiting for Bitcoin to be where it needs to be. Chainlink's still $17. You know, Solana's at $90. Everything is really, really cheap right now. I think investment-wise, everyone's drooling at this point. In short time frame wise, we're just being a bit more patient. But I think, you know, we can see very clearly that dominance is in favor of Bitcoin right now. And when we finally get to those levels, you know, we can't deny that these good fundamental alts are sitting at really, really key, great levels at this point. So the rest, you know, the rest of the week, I'll be going through the rest of these for you. I'd also love to do some Q&As this week and to go through all of the alts for you guys as well. But for now, I'm comfortable with looking at Decentraland, with Sand, with Spal, and Time as well. For now, let's just be patient with Bitcoin, but I feel like the big volatility spike is coming through this week. Let's actually have a look how the stock market reacted before we shut off here. Because this is one, we do want to definitely see that it's sort of holding strong. So one thing that is good about stock market here is we are back in trend. Not to say we're comfortably back in trend, but we broke trend. We showed a ton of buying support at this level over here, and we are holding back, but it's still sitting at that 50-50 zone. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of, not much movement in the market, because people are still waiting for a clear direction move. So let's keep our eye on this. Let's see what we're looking at tomorrow. I see the VIX chart is starting to pick up again. It is starting to show some sort of strength. So this is showing us very clearly that volatility is looking to come. It had a strong push up, and I think we're going to see some crazy volatility that we haven't seen for a very long time. So this is another key little indication for that. Yeah. That's it for today, guys. Shorter show for today. Remember, I have moved the shows now to 6 a.m. EST for the US, guys. And I think Australia, it's about 10, 11 p.m. at night. So I do apologize, but at least for everyone, we are more or less able to catch the shows on time. As I did say, guys, staying through these bear cycles right now, these are where the new millionaires are born. Just relax through these times. You don't need to go crazy with putting money in and out of the markets. Just learn through these times. Follow every day. Keep learning, keep updating, and you'll soon see how that works for you. So guys, remember, show some love, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's show. Love, man. Plan doesn't work. I didn't get a clock where you thank me. At least.